This is the reading for the Gemini male in a coupled relationship for the winter of 2018 into the winter of 2019. I wanted to take a minute here just to kind of acknowledge what I've done for this winter season. I managed to change up a few things. I vamped the logo a little bit. I actually got Aaron at Active Dynamics here. He has managed to make my intro for me, so I'm very thankful for that. He did a great job. I couldn't have done it. So thanks, Aaron, for that. I appreciate it immensely. And also to Ixen for my theme music. It's beautiful, upbeat, happy tunes. I can't get enough. I am now going to his page because it's just that great. It's all good gravy stuff. So I couldn't have revamped my winter season without these dudes around me. So I'm lucky enough to have them in my corner. So thanks, guys. Ixen, great work. Aaron, thanks again. Great work. So take care, guys. Enjoy your season. And Ixen, if you ever want a reading, just hit me up, man. Just email me. I will kick in and we'll set something up. In the meantime, take care. Have fun, you guys, and enjoy the readings. See if we can't help you illuminate some of the blocks that you may be having in your partnership, okay? Help you move forward quicker, faster, better, and get things on track. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna dive into it here. Okay, the first card we get for the Gemini male in a coupled is Chaos. So this seems to be the center of his attention and what is going on around him. There's chaos amongst, and we will see how he handles that. To the left, we have Perfection. So I feel like this man, the perfection is about trying to get this under control. They're going, we need to get this under control. Everything's going everywhere and we need to, so he is very perfected in figuring this out and minimizing the chaos, okay? So on the other side here, we have Fear. So there's a bit of a battle here because he's wanting to put his foot down, but he's fearful of what the consequences might be on the partner's end here for rejection, that kind of thing. So that's creating some fear in that way. So there's a lot of chaos. He's wanting to control that, but there's fear holding him back a little bit. Okay, so this is okay. This is just general energies of what's circulating. So we'll get in here and see if we can uncover what's going on and lift some of that fear off of him, okay? So the first card I get here is Justice. This is where interesting, because if he's coming from a sense of justice and balancing things out, this is the best place to come from, right? So that is giving a sense here. We're taking other people's opinions and decisions into account amongst our own. So we are trying to be truthful, fair, and just, okay? So that's a good energy to be coming from. The next card is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about successful things, This is a shield, so we are protected here with what we want to take forward, and I feel like that's maybe the key here to some information that Gemini male doesn't have. It's like, I want to go forward with my stance here, but the universe, I feel, is very much that shield as you move forward, because you are correct in the way and direction that you're going. And I'll tell you, the single male reading was quite interesting as well. Is the Gemini males seem to be on the track here of gaining what matters, looking at what matters, but not everybody outside of us is doing the same. So this is all in cahoots with that. And the Six of Wands is a symbol of victory. Yes, we are victorious because we are thinking about the right things and we're moving forward in that way. And that is good, great energy here, okay? So not only are we trying to be balanced within the relationship, but I feel like we're trying to win the fight that needs to be won, Basically, that's it. Now, as we move forward here, the Eight of Wands is about a lot of things. It can be the arrows of love coming at you. It can be flight over a long distance, right? Flight. Can be travel over long distances through the air, literally. It could also be communication coming in swiftly. And I feel like this to a higher degree is what's going on here. We have, chaos. Why? Because there's a lot of communication going back and forth and it's stirring things up. Okay. So that's quick, fast communication. We have the Six of Pentacles behind that, symbolizing still. We're bookend with justice here, balancing. We are keeping fair, accountable behavior in mind all the way through. We start out with justice. We end with the Six of Pentacles. They're both scales trying to balance out. So this man is not ever going to come from a lopsided point of view to the partner. So it's a very good energy for progress because it's coming from a good way, but again, I get a sense here that the outside world ain't seeing what you're seeing, but you are on the right path. It just, you may not get an indication from anyone outside of you that you are. So therefore you're doubting that you're going in the right way, but you are not. Okay. Just know that you are not. You're being driven highly for a reason. Okay. So as we move on to the next row here with the Dreamer's Tarot, under the Justice, we get the Five of Cups. So in the mode of trying to balance things out in this relationship, and I feel like it is about the partnership, moreover, I feel like there's outsiders, but we're taking high account where it matters is the partner that's right in front of me. So as we think about justice, we're diving into the Five of Cups because we're feeling defeated and doubtful about our way forward here. So the Five of Cups is focusing on the negative side of things. We have two cups here. We have a lot to draw from, so we need to look in that way. But nonetheless, they're going, it's part of the process this man has to go through in order to get the answers. And we are so far in the right way that we cannot help but come across some good stuff. So the Six of Wands is about winning the battle in order to win the war. And that is really the direction he's headed, very wittingly so. And I say that as not a sly thing, but he is using all his skill and ability here to gain ground, knowing full well where the end result will be. I plan to make this better down the road. And this is all the steps along the way. And I know exactly how and why I'm doing it. So you need to take that into account. It's almost like he's waiting for the partner to challenge him so that he can say, no, I'm doing it because of this, 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 and this. And this all lines up and you can't pick that apart. It's like he's been picked apart by his partner. They're going... manipulated. Things have been manipulated. Conversations are manipulated and picked apart by the partner and turned around and is skewed to the point where he figures he's not making any sense anymore. So now he's lining all his ducks in a row and making damn sure that he's got A, B, C, D, E, and F all lined up so he can bring that forth and say, this is exactly why I'm doing it, to make sense to the partner. Okay. So under the Six of Wands, we have the Star, and the Star is about the hope and reaching for new, more things. And that's what they're going. This man is reaching for to expand. The partner does not want to expand. We want to expand. We need to pull the partner forward. That is why we're in this pair, because this partner with anybody else would not make progress. We can pull them forward. We have the ability and power to pull them forward. So we need to keep moving in this direction no matter what the peanut gallery is saying. So this is the process we're in here. Now, I'm feeling like he's not getting a lot of support outward, but they're going, he don't need it. He knows in his heart and soul this is the right thing to do, and that is what's driving him forward, and that's what needs to happen. So under the Eight of Wands, and that's that fast things coming in quickly. We have the Queen of Swords, and that is, well, they're going, this is cutting conversation. So we are cutting the conversation apart dismantling it and not taking anything of value from it. This is how he's communicating with the partner, and the partner is ripping it apart and not taking anything in the vein that he is meaning it, and then shooting it back and saying, this is the manipulation process. So there's a fiery energy on the other side of this Gemini male that has a hard time communicating. One, without, I'm feeling a sense of not being able to be calm while we're being talked to. Things were firing off in all directions and taking things the wrong way. And this was in another reading here. Man. But nonetheless, I think it was the Cancer male reading. There's a lot of stuff going on here that needs to be communicated, is being communicated, no less. But the partner is like this blender that just everything you put in there gets chopped up and spit back out the wrong way. So they're not even receiving it clearly. And that's the problem here, is we got a character on the other side is just refusing. They are in kind of chaos mode. This seems to be running through. There's a stream of these running through these charts here. There's chaos mode, and they are in it, okay? Very frustrating energy. Nonetheless, under the Six of Pentacles, trying to balance things out, is the Page of Pentacles. And that's the knowledge from the universe coming forward to this man and empowering him. And that is his only support at this point. I feel like there's no supportive energies for what he is trying to do with his partner, but it's also very personal, private issues that it just shouldn't involve everybody in the community. You know what I mean? Nobody else should really be involved in this conversation. It should be just these two lovers, and they're sitting there, and they need to get to the bottom of this. And between the two of them, we have the male Gemini. I feel like he is definitely in the right here, in the right direction, focusing on the right things. I feel, they feel. He is pinpointing exactly the problems that need to be addressed here. But there's a dislocation in getting through to the partner. Okay, so as we move on into the energies here, I take the Lenormand deck and break that up, because we're going to split into the love and sex side of things. So the first card I get on top of the Five of Cups is the Mask card. So this is the key. This partner of yours is wearing a mask, and that is what they are fighting to defend. They do not know who they are or how they should deal, but they are very volatile and very much just grasping at straws. Feel a sense of being very impulsive as well. Not taking the time to think clearly before they spit out an answer. They're reactive, explosive, and therefore do not have a center of gravity here to come from. So that is what the chaos comes from. This person has no identity. They don't know what to cling to. And not only that, not using their reasoning skills. That's way down on the list there. That we're going to come from common sense. No, we come from reaction, and we come from volatility, and we come from quick, boom, 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 fiery. That's the Eight of Wands there. That's fire. We're going to fire back really quickly. We're not going to think about what we say, and we're not going to think about how we affect that person outward. So the Gemini male may have been in receipt of some sharp stuff himself that they really have overlooked because they realize the partner is in this way. I feel like he's got a good grip on how the partner deals to a degree that we're trying to help the partner out and develop here, but it's kind of in the process, okay? So the root here, the Five of Cups, the balancing, what are we trying to balance? Trying to get this person to take off their mask. They may be in a fake sense of self or a false sense of something that they're coming from, that there's kind of no root there, that they feel, how do I word that? They're just coming from a false sense of who everyone wants them to be, and rather who they think they are, because they do not know who they are, so therefore they cannot come from that. That's what's going on here. Now the Star, about hoping and reaching and expanding. I get heavy, I want to expand, and you're my partner. You come and expand with me, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And that's, like I said, I think that's your destiny, is to help this woman expand in that way. And I feel like you're on the right path, but you may not hear that from anyone outside of you, including the partner. So I think the partner is chewing this all up and spitting it all out in a complete direction that is not your angle. You're not trying to hurt this person, but they may be taking it in that way, as an attack. It's like, no, I'm trying to help you forward. And that's kind of the miscommunication here. Now, on top of the star, we have 29, which is the waiting woman. The waiting woman is looking directly at that mask. There's a sense here that I get pride from the mask that I wear, and that's what gives me, but it is all ego. This is all ego driven here. This woman is wearing a mask to feed her ego. Okay, so that is the problem. We got a high ego here, an ability to kind of swim around the result. Like the problem here is this woman is wearing a mask because the mask inflates her ego, and the ego is giving her that feed, right? And that's what's going on. That's the cycle she's stuck in, and I don't think she understands truly what's going on here. And I don't even feel it like it's instinct or ego that she's getting mixed up. I feel like it's just she's in her ego, and that's what she's feeding, and that's what's serving her right now. So she's going to continue to do that until she realizes that the ego needs to be put, you can't be out driving the bus because you bang into things. He's nearsighted, right? He's not farsighted. He can't see things coming at him. He reacts in a volatile manner, and things get screwed up. And then eventually we're going to be hitting a brick wall here. We keep going. And that's the problem. There's a partner here that has a high ego, and they're not willing to release that in order to communicate properly within the relationship. Now, on the Queen of Swords, which is the cutting words and whatnot, we have 14, which is the fox, which symbolizes that these cutting words are not only cutting and hurting and causing despair, but they are also being manipulated and sneaky, in a sneaky, underhanded kind of way. So sneaky comes out on the Queen of Swords. That basically says, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm saying, and I'm going to twist it around and make it look like you're bad anyway. So there's a sense of knowing here that we're twisting things, but not taking the time to sort it out or do the work to sort it out. Okay, so that is going to be a frustrating situation right there, because this person is basically spinning in a circle and they like that feeling of being dizzy. That's really what's going on here. So they're being fed by things on the wrong side, and they will not see, because it's like, no, I'm not going to give up that feeling I get when my ego gets stroked, and you can't make me. So this is really the cycle, right? And it's hard to break that because we got to grow out of that. We got to grow and mature. There's a lot of people maturing here through this winter season. Anyway, the Page of Pentacles, that's the knowledge from the universe trying to come forth to this man. We have 23, which is the mice, which is those little things that pick and eat and pick and eat and pick and eat slowly, but they get more irritating as they go on. So we also the thief. So again, the fox and the thief here, that's not good. That means that this person is doing this with malice intent. So not only do we have someone that is using a sharp tongue and going about in that way, we can't just diminish that, because the fox goes on top and that says, no, I am doing that, and I'm going to pretend to be someone else along with it. I'm going to do that behind everybody's back at home. I'm going to tear you down and rip you apart. But in public, I'm going to play the good girl, and I'm going to be all favorable. And that is crazy making. The next card symbolizes that these are the little things that are chewing away at this relationship until there may be nothing left. So the universe is trying to come forth to you to give you knowledge to deal forward. Now, as we move into the romantic area here, okay, bring this down, man. That is frustrating because we got a lot of negativity cards and malicious intent. and we do not realize how much we are taking from the partner. And this man is trying to balance the scales, and we're going to see how successful he'll be. Now, 40, under the mask, we have the Romance Tarot card dud. And what that means is this mask, there are going to be some mechanics universally coming down in order to get rid of this mask this woman carries. So know that fake facade that this partner of yours is carrying is going to start to crumble whether she likes it or not. Because universally they got some aces here and they're going to start throwing. Okay? But we cannot let you know what that is, but that's the direction it's going to go. Now, under the 29, the waiting woman, which is interesting because I feel like the waiting woman is kind of like, just go ahead and try and change me. I ain't changing. Is a stubbornness. Usually don't get that from this card, but that's the sense I'm getting from the partner. So very stubborn in their way of not wanting to change anything about what they're doing, okay? So on top of that, we get the Sun, which is interesting. So one, it's going to lighten up that vindictiveness here, but at the same time, it's not going to change the altitude we're at. We are here saying, no, I'm not changing. Instead of, no, I will not change, I will never change. That's what the Sun does to this card, right? It just lightens up, saying, no, I'm not changing. Okay? Now, next. 14, the Fox. What do we get on that? We get 6, the Lovers. So this is interesting. So under the fiery action, the communication, the sharp tongue, the Fox with his sneaky is the Lovers card. What is going on? The Lovers is the epitome of a couple, right? It is the symbol that this is the focus. We love each other deeply, passionately. They're on a gondola here, and they're going under a bridge, and they're being passionate. I do not see in this mode how this can work out in this way, but there is a base here, no less. And I think what they're what they're coming from here is they're saying, well, this is a pair, and there's a reason they're together is because this man is so passionate. He can lead her forward, and like we said before, he's the only one that can do so. He has the toolbox for her. He has it. So this is the symbol of the Lovers, about the sneaky stuff. They're basically telling you, you know what? You do have the tools here to get forward. We just got to keep moving the way that we're moving. Now, under the 23, which is the little irritations that are adding up here, we have the 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups is about the man tending to the woman. Okay? And I feel like this is highly a key as to getting underneath the resistance and the stubbornness, is tending to her in a flirty kind of way. We got to make her, inspire her from the inside to want to be more of herself, okay? Because there's a sense here, yeah, the mask, she does not want to lose the mask because she doesn't know who she is. So if she loses the mask, what has she got? Nothing. So that's the fear, that she's going to be nothing, whatever. But she has to slowly develop that over time. And I feel like this Gemini male is really trying to get her to see her own worth here. He's going, I love you because of this. And I'm, you know, this is great about you, da, da, da. And that is adding to her own repertoire of this is what I am. Even though it has to be told to her outside of her. And she may not, you know, they're going with this couple that, you know, there may not be a realization, but eventually it'll kick in. We hear it enough, it'll kick in. So this is the path the Gemini male may be on, trying to inspire that from the inside. Or if he's not, he should be. Because this is the key to opening that door to get out of the stubbornness room. We need to work on this one in appreciation and adoration and attention. We need to give her the attention, and that will start to swing open that door of stubbornness she's in, and then she'll move into cooperation instead of right? And then slowly we will progress forward. So that seems to be the key here, because the little irritations is because we don't pay enough attention. That's really what's going on. So that could be an issue as well. We're not paying enough attention to the partner, and they're creating little irritating things in order to get our attention, but they don't, like a kid doesn't realize, bad or good attention. No, it's bad. If I have to be angry, it's bad. But that's the thing, is I'm still getting their attention. They're looking that kind of thing. So a little bit frustrating, I think, for the Gemini male especially. But like they said, he's got all the tools. We gave him the goggles. He's seeing through everything. So he has the tools. It's going to be a little frustrating, but he'll get in there nonetheless, okay? Okay, so as we move forward, under the Romantic Tarot, which is the universal man, they got aces up their sleeve and they're going to play, and we can't tell you where that is because there's high sense of self-sabotage here. And not only that, sabotage in all directions, so we are not giving you that information. On top of that, we have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles in the bedroom is someone that is overpowering. So I don't know if that's it's symbolized by a male here, but you can take it either way. So either we have a partner here that is overpowering sexually, or we are doing that to our partner, making our partner feel like they have to kind of hide in the bedroom because it's a little too much, a little too forceful, okay? So if that is you, beware of that. It is coming off in the wrong way to the partner. It's too much, okay? Now on top of the 19, the Sun card, we get the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords, this is interesting, is a lack thereof in the bedroom. So we go from, we may have a fear here from the partner to get engaged in sex, okay? For whatever reason, there's a fear. I'm picking up on that for some, whatever. Now, as we move on into the 7 of Swords here, this is, we have a sword hanging out in the corner here, and that is hugely relatable, especially when the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Swords, sorry, comes in and wielding her sword. There are cutting things that are getting to us in the bedroom. We have said words and exchanged words that have got so painful that we can no longer communicate in the bedroom. Not even communicate. Engage in the bedroom. We cannot do it because of, and that sword, they're just showing that sword like it's 3D. That is why, because there's too many sharp cutting words that have been said. I no longer can carry the passion anymore. We're focusing on the wrong things here. One of the partners or both, or we're just in a mode where we're argumentative and it's getting in the relationship way on the sexual side. It's getting in the way of the relationship on the sexual side. So on the Lovers, we have the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is about someone thinking about a past love or the way things were in the past. Again, I feel like this Gemini male may have had a point in this relationship where things were really good. And we're thinking about the way that it was. But it is not that way now, right? So we're focused on the past. So, which is not a bad thing, because we're thinking about things that when the time was good, and we're doing that amongst time that is bad. So we're trying to change our mode of frequency, right? Because we're in and amongst resonating in the bad, and we got to change our thought process to the good. So we're thinking about the past because that was the last time that we had it, and that was what I'm thinking about. Okay, so he's trying to inspire himself from the inside out to want to go back into the relationship on a physical side. Okay, so under the 7 of Cups here, which is the fawning and flirting in the relationship, we have the Magician. So I feel like for some of the Gemini males, they may not be doing this. They may not be paying appropriate attention, or maybe not appropriate is not the word. They may not be paying enough attention to the partner by the partner standards. So if they're looking for ways that they can develop, go and pay more attention to the partner and see what happens, because the Magician being on top of that is stating we have all the tools to inspire this woman to want to have sexual relations with us. So this is what's going on. This man has all the tools. You just say that phrase in that way. There's one thing that comes out. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go there, but it's funny how it just came popping out. So the magician, he has all the tools. He has the tools to go forward, inspire this woman from the inside out. He may not have done it, so he may have to take that into account and maybe manifest that in a dreamy kind of way where he can get to a point where he can do that. There may be some issues here to deal with, a lot. We have a chaos maker in our midst. They are used to chaos and they are used to the payoff that chaos gives. I don't want to dip into the narcissist pool here, but a lot of times when we have chaos makers and they feel pumped and excited about creating that chaos, they really don't understand why. Okay, so I feel like this is the process of what this male is trying to do to his partner, is try to make them see why they do these things, because they are not looking and seeing and understanding, and it makes them look quite stupid. That's not my judgment. That was just the man's voice coming through. It makes you look stupid when you do things like that. Don't do that anymore. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to make other people's perceptions of you better, but you're working too hard to not help me out there. And this is the frustration level for this Gemini male, because she's really not seeing clearly, or not seeing, at all what's going on here, the process, what she's addicted to, the ego and the payoff from that. And that really leads you down a narcissistic road. And this is what I feel is going. And you got to unhinge from that. You got to be shaken out of that. And this is what this man's trying to do for this woman. It's really a favor, but she's seeing it as a threat. And that's the whole process, man. This is kind of like that Cancer reading, I can tell you. But anyway, so that is them. That is the cards overall. And I feel like this man, like if he isn't successful, there will be no success with this woman. This is the man. He's been given the keys universally, and he will try and move forward. And I feel a sense of calm, dedication to do such, and attention to detail, no less. We're going to make sure everything is lined up right, and serve it. You've been served. And then you read that and you read it to me. And I want to make sure you get like that kind of detail oriented. And even though he doesn't want to be that way, he feels he needs to be that way in order to keep respect for this woman, because he's really losing his respect for his partner. And that's the bottom line here. And it's crumbling in other areas as well. So he's trying to catch this up. Come on, let's catch up here. You're really falling behind and I'm not appreciating it. So that's what's going on here. So for the Gemini male, has a task of keeping his cool over the winter, which I feel like he can pull off here. I don't feel he's going to be too far off of that, but it's going to take every little tool in his toolkit to get this woman motivated in the right ways, because we're getting a payoff on the wrong side of things, and we got to realize what's right. And if we've never had the right payoff, we don't understand the depth that we can feel here, which is we're getting very surfacey kind of rewards here, egotistic rewards, and we're not realizing that there's a deeper depth here. We can come from truth, pride, and dignity, right? And that's left unheard by the partner. So they need to do that in order to grow. And that's what this man wants for this woman. And so hopefully he accomplishes that, because they're going, if this partner cannot do it, it cannot be done by anyone else. So this almost feels like a twin flame situation, or a situation where we have a long tied soulmate, meaning a lot of lives here where we've been with a soulmate, and this is keys he's learned through all these lifetimes, and now he's there to implement the lessons that need to go and those that need to stay, embellish. And I feel he's trying to do that. I feel like he's trying to make her see her own worth. That's hugely valuable in a partner, no less. So that is great a great core to come from. These Gemini males are really on the upswing here. I don't think they've ever been on you know, in the dumps per se, but I feel like they're really gravitating to what matters, but they may be stuck with people around them that don't understand that have no clue of what really matters. This is what really matters. The universe is going, yes, you are correct, but there's nobody outside of him validating, so it's very hard for him to move forward confidently when there's no outside validation. And that's what's going on here as well. So he's kind of tiptoeing slowly to figure it out. But he'll get there nonetheless, because he's the only one that's got the toolbox to get it forward. So to overview, the first card he had was Chaos. And this is the partner. I feel it's mostly the partner. I do feel there's outside influences to this as well that kind of pump up the partner and get her going, and then she goes off in that direction. So there's a lot of chaos here, and this is what's going on. This is what he's dealing with over the winter season. Okay. Now, on the side of Chaos, we have Perfection, and that is his mode. He's going to perfectly make this woman see the result of her actions, and also how she is making other people feel, including his own perspective on that. You need to know how you make me feel when you do this and this and this. And I feel like they're sitting down at a table like they're at school, like he's trying to teach a child this and this and this is what happens. We can't do that anymore. This makes this, 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 and this. And he's waiting for reactions here. I feel like he has done this. I feel like he's had a few conversations already where he has laid things on the line, and he's waiting for results to come from that. So anyway, the Perfection, that's him perfecting this idea of where you're coming from. You need to understand truly and completely where this is, and this is what I'm going to spell out for you. And then on the right, we have Fear. So there's, and that's, you know, there's a pyramid here, and on either side of the pyramid, with the 3 cards that I make, Fear can be easily batted off, and so can the Perfection. But I feel he's more driven by the perfect side here, and the Fear is there limiting his way forward, right? That's kind of that apprehensive, I don't want to push too hard, but at the same time, I know I got to fight for this. So the fear is just the fear of being rejected in some way, and it causing more trouble than it's worth, right? So he's really keeping that balance in mind, and not, he's being very good about it. I feel like he's being very as smart as he can be in the position he's in with it. So that is the Gemini male in a coupled relationship for the winter 2018 into 2019. So over the Christmas season, take care, stay safe. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff. Take care, have fun, and be kind.